I was thinking the same thing.
Yes. Hi, Ryan.
You know, it's kind of a classic that doesn't appear in too many bar guides. But it really is. It's a good little number.
I love that you're hanging out talking amongst yourselves. That makes
Please.
me so happy.
You know what?
Let's see if anyone's still on Facebook.
I like.
Oh, good. Oh, okay, good. You guys are still here. Hi.
We set up the party.
Hello.
The guests converse amongst themselves. I guess it's a great party. There you go. You know?
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad that you can do that. Hey, particularly if we're working and suddenly we have technical difficulties and we disappear. Ah!
Wi-Fi is a harsh mistress.
It really is painful. It's not like I have the direct satellite download over here or something, you know? Gotta have the uplink. No, I have a nothing. I have a phone.
Oh, Vu Carré. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a classic cocktail. Yeah.
It's French, so it's Vu Carré, so that actually means old square.
Yep.
As a matter of fact. If that sounds like comes from New Orleans, yep.
Yep.
Comes from New Orleans. I think there was a specific hotel, and it was not the hotel I'm thinking of. I gotta look that
Eric,
up.
me too.
And circa 1930s.
Yeah, it works, Ryan.
One of the classic bartenders came up with this thing, and it is Rye Brandy Benedictine. No sour in this whatsoever, as a matter of fact. What else is in there? Sweet vermouth.
Yes.
2 kinds of bitters.
Yep.
Shake. They say, the recipe says pour over ice. I say straight up. Get it very cold and straight up. That's the best way. I say lemon twist is a good idea with that drink.
I believe we're out of drinks when we lost our signal. So.
I am very close. If you wanted to make another drink, that would be fine.
I have a good idea.
What do you got?
B-52's Party Out of Bounds. Yes, we remember that.
Yeah, party going out of bounds. We were out of bounds. Oh, they bounced us. They sent us up to, penalty, 3 points.
Oh, yeah, Peter. Our flight's in the morning, so I don't know how many lovely libations we'll enjoy before the flight. But it does have some... We have had many a fine beverage at the airport.
We've had many fine beverages aboard the plane.
Oh, Devin, I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Yeah.
Hey.
So.
Oh, no, the signal just... It's
Keeps
crapping out again. I don't know.
Crossing fingers. I don't know how long we've got
say.
with this. We're going to do our best, and we're going to go as long as we can, folks, because...
None of us knows how long we have.
You don't know how long. So make sure you live...
So let's have a drink while we're at it.
You live every minute and have a damn drink while you're at it.
We love hanging out with you.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Liberty does actually have a few good places.
The shaker went away.
The shaker is here. Actually, you know something? While I was up taking care of things, I probably should have refreshed the shaker.
That would have been smart.
I will do that now. There was a little spillage. We took care of it. It's okay. Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. So far, so good. I don't know. I wish there was something we could do, but I remember. It keeps saying interrupted. I'm like, ah! I remember a while back, Paul bought some sort of black magic box that was supposed to make our live stream so much better, and it didn't work at all. So I don't know. Oh, Devin says that shaker is so cool. It's a Tupperware. It's like an old Tupperware shaker. Oh, yeah. Well, we're trying. I don't know what to say. Wi-Fi, man.
Archmistress.
Eric says, I know when I'm going to die because my birth certificate has an expiration date. Oh, no. Oh, Gettysburg Map says, although in real life I'm unlikely to mingle at a cocktail party in PJs and bunny slippers. That would be fun, though. Slumber party.
That was a lot of fun.
It would be fun. Oh, my gosh. Magic box. It wasn't magic. It was kind of crappy, but thank you.
It's a great device that never worked for me.
I'm sure it works for other people.
It was not some $29.99 piece of junk from the internet. It was actually a very well designed device. It is literally, you said it was a Black Magic box. It's literally made by Black Magic Video. And I could never get this to work properly, and I never got satisfaction out of their customer service, so I can't speak too highly of them right now. But actually, we just revived that machine, and it completely conked out, and then I took it to the technicians, and they gave it new internals, which are faster, better, stronger, and we're going to see if.
Hi, Anthony. Good to see you.
I'm going to see if I can actually get that device working again because I've got the box. It's not doing anything, and if that works, I could really have multiple camera video. People do it all the time.
Okay, so for our next drink, you can probably guess at the ingredients. I'm calling this one Crown Plaza Tequila Rummenstein. Because it's got tequila and rum.
Rummenstein.
So I'm going to use up the rest of the rum, which is over there. You got it.
Oh, I have the rum, yes.
Actually, I think you have the...
I also have. Why don't you start with the rum and start with the tequila?
The tequila's out of my reach now.
I can't reach it either.
All right, so I'm making 2. So 2 ounces of dark Jamaican rum. And I don't need to measure it because I measured it earlier.
That was 2 ounces.
That was 2 ounces. And let's do 2 ounces of tequila. Because I'm doing 2.
I don't have the tequila.
It's over here.
Do you want me to get up and go get the tequila?
Or hold this.
I can hold this.
Something's got to give.
Somebody's got to give.
Somebody's got to give. All right. I can almost reach it.
It's almost there.
All right. I got it. 2 ounces of tequila.
We have 2 votes for Rummenstein, by the way.
Rummenstein. Crown Plaza.
I like Rummenstein
Tequila Rummenstein.
Reminds me of
2 ounces rum.
DJ Frankenfurter. No, DJ Schwankenstein, who has appeared from time to time at a certain Northeast event.
And then I need an ounce of lemon, which I don't think we have.
Check that lemon. You might be close.
I might be close. But...
Careful.
Wait,
Don't have a tipper on it.
No, I'm not ready for it yet.
Oh, well, I was handing it to you.
I know, but I wasn't ready for it. This is almost. This is like half an ounce.
Yeah, that should be fine.
It's not going to be as good.
I got to tell you. Speaking of harsh mistresses.
All right. So, an ounce for 2 of Grand Marnier. So this would be a half ounce ordinarily of Grand Marnier. And then, please, take this, please.
Also.
Thank you. We have another from the Bittered Sling travel series, Palermo.
Oh, the Palermo.
Bitters. So I'm going to do 2 droppers since I'm making 2 drinks. But ordinarily you'd do 1. Naturally.
We have a few comments here about the nature of the drink, including that Devin would be the bride of Rummenstein. Of course.
Well, I would too.
You know, every Rummenstein needs a bride, doesn't?
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, there it is.
What happened to my thing?
And from John, actually, that's Rummenstein. You didn't umlaut over the U, so that's Rumenstein. You know.
Frankenstein.
Or Momenchance. That's another good one. Pilobolus, anybody? But yeah, I remember Momenchance. They were Swiss, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I could be wrong.
All right, bring it over.
All right.
Wait, that's the one that had the lemon.
Oh, true.
Bring yours over.
Where's mine over? Oh,
right there.
Mine over's here, over.
Hold on. Bring it over.
Draining the dregs. I don't want to pollute the drinks. Jeez. I remember Momenchance a lot on shows like
Donnie and Marie.
Oh no,
I remember Pilobolus. That's what I remember.
Yeah. I remember Momenchance on a lot of shows, but who were the 2 mimes who did the damn show?
Shields and Yarnell.
Jeez, they had this whole summer replacement show. It doesn't weather well. It really doesn't. It was a thing.
It doesn't weather.
It was good for them at the time. As far as
it was good for them, but it wasn't good for you.
As far as shows at the time that I watched, which actually were not that well conceived.
We're a little trippy here, so
I would say that
I'll take the rest.
Captain and Tennille show gets better as it goes along because they decide that they're tired of the stupid sketches and they're just like, give me music. So suddenly they're this show which is doing a lot of contemporary music, and that's about all they do.
What happened to the topper?
And they got a lot better.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, there we go. I have no idea.
Never mind.
Where you left it?
Cheers.
You saw live Momenchance on the Muppets. Oh, well, that's something fun. Oh, that's good with those bitters. Yep. So I get a report that the Rumenstein is quite nice. It's a good way to go.
I'm enjoying it.
It's a good way to go. We've seen similar types of combinations of rum and tequila, and you know what? They work well. But it's not too surprising because rum and brandy work well. And tequila, to my mind, is like, who came up with tequila? The Spanish. What were they adept at? Making brandy. What do we got? Agave. You start distilling it, you're making brandy. It's a type of thing. That's what they're doing. So, oh, yeah. Well, there's always hair pieces after all. And I see like, when you see some of these gals who do a lot of the runway work, it's like you see massive hair. It's like, no, that is not necessarily natural. Well, it might be natural hair. I'm just saying. So bear in mind that
Bride of Frankenstein hair,
larger and thicker hair or something completely crazy. I'm kind of imagining that, her hair originally was not her hair. It was the 30s. They made it up.
You guys can go vintage and broadcast using amateur TV like amateur radio, but then you need a license for that. Oh my God, yeah. Well, we've known people who've had public access shows.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
And there's always the concept.
Yeah, with Victor. We were just doing that routine today, Eric.
Roger. Oh, Robert. There's always the concept of using vintage equipment. You find like a 60s Norelco camera and broadcast that kind of thing. Now that's fun because you get that actual color and texture that you would out of that era of kinescope. Well, that's kind of fun. Now the equipment has to work, and since it's all 55 years old, you're going to need to service everything. So that's a completely different project.
Errol had a Franken car.
Oh, Franken car. Well.
Oh, it always cracks me up when I see those. They replace like parts with different colors and stuff. I love that.
Whatever you got. And apparently didn't apparently get to Earl Scheib afterwards for $59.95. So if you get that reference, you're from Southern California.
Was it Earl Scheib only in Southern California?
Never heard of Scheib.
Oh, Peter thinks there should be a Muppet cocktail. I'm sure there must be.
Oh.
I'm sure there must be. Oh, everyone loves Mummenschans.
Watched them regularly on shows as a kid. They were fascinating because they were weird.
Oh, yeah.
They were just far out, and they would just do these whack job, voiceless things. It was just all this massive mime with these basically like life-size puppets because it was just people inside socks and whatever the hell they had. It was all about movement. It was all just about
TV at its
human
best.
movements, and they were fascinating. Well,
I just love the variety shows from the 60s and 70s because they just had everything.
Whatever you could do.
Yeah, you could just have like some TV star hosting and ballet and some pop singer and a comedian. Like it was all over the place.
Ladies and gentlemen, Victimone. It was Victimone followed by the acrobats from Russia, followed by the guy spinning plates. It was always a guy spinning plates.
Dan says mime over matter. Eric says, my favorite skit, there was one of two big eyeballs and the giant lips. That's one of those that would have just been seared in my brain if I'd seen that when I was a kid.
It's simultaneously Dolly and The Residents on television for kids.
Oh, Fraggle Rock.
That is really kind of freaking out the mind.
Oh, Not Easy Being Green. Midori, maybe. Exactly.
Now you're talking.
Have we done a Not Easy Being Green train?
I'm not entirely sure we have. We have to look into the archives.
We need to remedy that if we haven't.
I would be glad to say I would just dial it up in the archive here, which contains every drink we've ever done, except that
it doesn't.
That doesn't exist. So if any of our super fans out there are like, oh, I've actually figured all that out, I'd be glad to know because otherwise I got to do it myself.
Oh my gosh! Oh, Miss Piggy cocktail.
Miss Piggy.
I just saw a picture on Instagram, like probably a half hour before we went live. That was Miss Piggy done up as Ziggy Stardust, and it was Piggy Stardust.
Piggy Stardust. Should grab that and post it. It's hilarious.
But I don't know if I'm authorized.
Oh, well, yeah.
It might be a non-fungible token.
Well, NFTs.
I don't know. It might be an NFT.
NFTs are, in fact, not fungible. So I'll bear that in mind. But here's the thing.
John, I see a Muppet theme in our future too.
All I can say to that is mana, mana.
Do 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 do.
Mana mana.
Do 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 do.
Mana mana.
Do 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 do.
Which brings us back to a theme that we heard just half an hour ago about being in a hotel room and the next door they're making, pornography. The actual theme I was singing, where's that from? Anybody? It's not from the Muppets originally. Tell me where it's from for extra points. The actual original use of Mana Mana. You name the movie, it was from a motion picture, and you get, I'll send you a bonus cocktail. Guaranteed.
Was it considered politically incorrect for Miss Piggy doing Adele? I don't know.
Did she?
I don't know. Did she? Yeah.
That's, it's sort of a tribute to a very prominent and great pop artist, which the Muppet Show did regularly back when the Muppet Show was on the air. And the Muppet Show, of course, featured pop stars always. I mean, I think some people's favorite was possibly Harry Belafonte, who did great things with the Muppets. Well, all sorts of people appeared at the Muppets, and it was just fantastic. And then, of course, there was all that Muppet music composed by Paul Williams.
Well, I think maybe because it was Miss Piggy. But Adele lost a bunch of weight. But
we get into these sort of weight-shaming things, which are just not.
But Miss Piggy was never she just is who she is. So I don't know.
Kind of a force of swine nature. So that's the thing. It doesn't have anything to do with
sweet in heaven and hell.
Thank you. You get the cocktail, sir.
That was getting
cocktail
ma'am.
Cocktail
ma'am.
Cocktail ma'am. Actually, it's a ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Harry Belafonte drumming with Animal.
Well, this is the thing. They could do that.
Hi, Danielle. Good to see you.
They could do that. Animal, I think, was largely modeled on Keith Moon.
Oh, Sweet in Heaven and Hell.
Dr. Teeth, I think, was Dr. Teeth and the Mayhem was, I think, a largely modeled
Waldorf
Dr.
and
Hook.
Statler.
Yeah. Oh, those
Alice
guys
Cooper
are awesome.
was on the Muppet Show.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah. But definitely.
Statler and Waldorf were my favorites, I think.
You always have
the older I get, the more Statler and Waldorf are my favorites.
Well, you always have to have the peanut gallery, and those guys are like, we're like 78 years old. We don't give a bleep.
But I just think we're turning into Statler and Waldorf.
Well,
we just comment on everything.
We do. Without malice.
Devin.
Without malice. It's all in fun.
Yes, we're not mean.
But when it's junk, it's junk. There's no two ways about it.
But without malice.
Without malice.
It's junk. But without malice.
How was it? It was crap.
But without malice.
That's the kicker.
Oh, Elton John? Yeah, everyone was on the Muppet Show, right?
Elton John is such a natural for this wild puppetry show. Like all these colors, just crazy characters. Hello. You just fit in there. Elton, of course.
Gettysburg Mammothing. I find myself saying phenomena every once in a while. Well, whenever one of us says something that even remotely sounds like that, we end up singing it for 5 minutes. The phenomena. Do, 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 do. Yeah.
And away you go. If you watch that biopic of Elton John from a few years ago, of course, it reveals that he cut his teeth with a group called Blues Incorporated, which used to back up all the touring soul guys and gals who in England in that period of time. And who was in that group? Like Elton Dean. With Long John Baldry, I think, was in that group. It was just real serious musicians were in there. So he really that was the woodshed. And ultimately, I think, Sir Elton would probably be a fantastic R&B guy if you just put together a pickup band.
Oh, Rolf. Rolf is awesome, Peter.
I mean, he's got this massive catalog of hits. He doesn't need to do that. It'd be great to see him just shred with a bunch of R&B guys and just just back up Adele. There you go. That's the concept. Go. I want to see that happen, And he's got this sensibility. He's done it all. He doesn't care. He's good, That'd be awesome because I think at the end of the day, he's just a great player,
Phenomena should be a drink. I agree.
Damn it. It should be.
He says, according to my mother, she had a friend, Frank Sheets, an animal reminded her of that. I love that.
again, I think that
I still love Animal.
The fact is that this was a very hip crowd. Jim Henson cut his teeth in the 50s, but he lived through that whole period with his crew of misfits. And he was aware of everything that was happening at the time. And I think he was thinking rock and roll, a lot of things. I mean, he actually has a character in the group named Janice. Well, hello.
Yeah.
But like Dr. Teeth, like definitely has a Dr. Hook vibe going on.
Yeah.
And then you've got this drummer who needs to be chained to the drum set, and you're thinking Keith Moon right off the bat. Somebody just that animalistic, but also Ginger Baker. Somebody that like just massive on a really huge drum kit. So, yeah, kind of interesting. Kind of thinking like that. They're dealing with the rock and roll thing without getting heavy metal about it.
Jim Henson was a genius.
He had a genius and he worked it. He made it happen. He started doing commercials in the 50s. You see a lot of this. You can catch a lot of stuff up on YouTube. And then I think the Muppets appeared on a lot of shows. And eventually somebody just thought, why are these folks just not on something larger? And then eventually you get Children's Television Network. And then it's like, bang, they get a place. And then eventually the Muppets show itself. Well, that was obvious.
Wait, David says, I have a drink called Banana Na.
Banana?
Can you share the recipe?
If you'd like to drop it here, I think our correspondents would be interested.
I think we have some people who would be very interested in that recipe.
Well, starting with me.
John says Elton recorded a bunch of covers before his first LP. I think included Signed, Sealed, Delivered. Wow, okay.
Well, hello. Hello.
Oh, yeah, Amy says, I thought Animal was Buddy Rich.
Well, if you want to talk about could he be the great drummers of yore, then we start talking about Gene Krupa. We start talking about Cozy Cole, like these just really powerhouse guys. I think that the reason that I'm thinking Keith Moon is that Animal is Animal. It's like he seems completely uncontrollable. And that's the kicker. And in terms of like finesse and style, I would absolutely point to Buddy Rich. Saw Buddy Rich live in 1982 myself. He was fantastic. It was just unbelievable, like what this band was doing. He was really incredible drummer. But in terms of like just getting out there and just hammering away, wow. Yeah, I'm thinking Keith Moon myself.
Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says, I watched a documentary about Jim Henson, and they talked about how the Muppets were cared for. They were practically under lock and key.
Mm.
Yeah, I was, long story how this came to be, but I was invited to watch the taping of an episode of the TV show The Chew. And it was like the guests that day were the Muppets. Mm-hmm. So it was really interesting to watch them working with the Muppets because of course you never see the people who are doing the Muppets, but yeah, it was really cool.
Oh yeah. It's just like intensely complicated setup that goes on.
Yeah. And
that's the magic. They make it work. You can see some background on the Muppet movies, how they made that work. It's really intricate.
I don't know what Square Pusher is. Do you?
I have no idea.
I wonder what Animal would think of Square Pusher. What's that?
Not a clue. Not a single clue. If you would illuminate us,
I don't know what Square Pusher
we'd be available for such things. I am still operating in this world where you've got 4 people or 5 people and they form a band. They each play an instrument. They record possibly on magnetic tape, but that's not a given. You don't have to do that. After all, I believe Dan was joining us earlier, and he records on semiconductors, and it works just great. And he has managed to release that on a piece of black plastic that you play with a nail. So that works too.
Errol says, I was in Brazil with a Scot. He complained he was going to get a translator. Was thinking at the moment, I could use one now. He was difficult to understand. We just watched Belfast last night.
Yep.
And there were a couple of moments I sort of wished I had the captioning on.
Wished you had the subtitles so you could perhaps understand what they're saying.
Well, I know. Well, you understand it better than I do. But...
no, I don't. But I did okay. I thought that it was well done.
Seems like it's back.
Excellent.
Oh, and Chaz, hi. I saw you there earlier, and then we lost our video. So, hi.
We totally died.
I didn't get to say hi to you.
Totally died out there. It's a difficult thing, this internet.
Louis Belson.
Louis Belson. Oh.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent. There we go. We got some Elton John video.
All right. Okay.
Yep. Video back.
Gotta watch that.
Video ended. Oh, video back. Yep. I remember seeing something that was on, I think, the Tonight Show, late 70s, Buddy Rich and some other dude. And they both had really long, like, sideburns. And they were doing a drum duel.
Oh, no, Eric.
Awesome.
Eric, you share such interesting things. We actually talk about it when we're not live.
Well, yes.
That's the things that you shared.
Yeah.
So, no, don't be sorry. I never heard of it.
No, just drop it.
I love that you
Just
share
drop
these
it.
things. Yeah.
If I don't know about it, I don't care. You're illuminated me. Cool. Good. The whole audience may or may not know about this.
Of drum and bass techno music. I learned something. I love that.
Yep. There's always something. You know what? It's like Rosanna Denise
yeah,
to say.
John is saying too.
It's always something.
Amy's saying I needed captions when I was in Galway.
You don't say?
I'm watching Belfast.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, I got the gist.
It's not just, they're all speaking the same language there, but it's not just the way that the vowels bend, like I say. It's the fact that there's a lot of dialogue and dialect that will throw you. And at the end of the day, as long as you can order a proper pint of bitter wherever you are, you've got square one, but you might not have square two.
Gettysburg, ma'am, I don't think you're wrong. The Wi-Fi in New Jersey is running scared in anticipation of the blizzard heading in its direction. I think we picked a good time to
New
GTFO.
I'll spend a few days further south than us, but I got to tell you, it's not like it's going to be Hotlanta or anything. It will be Coolanda at best. Cool runnings, you know.
Hi, Doug.
Hey.
You watching a BBC and ITC, and you need the translator to find out what the damn millennials are saying in Hartford. What was it? Oh, we were watching Ted Lasso. I was like, what were we watching? I was like, neither of us. We went back and we watched a line like a few times, and I'm like, no, we got nothing. So we finally went back just for that one line and turned on the closed captioning.
And grabbed it. I think it was just the mix. It was really buried low under a bunch of noise, and they're expecting that you're going to grab everything with the accents. Accents in Lasso are actually fairly coherent. They're not going way out.
No, I mean,
so they're not bad at all. You'd have to
Robin
be
Williams
Scottish
bit, yeah.
But you get up country in England, and it really starts to bend, and and then into Scotland and whatnot, and you've got to pay a little bit of attention to what's happening with the language.
Ken says, don't you think Statler and Waldorf ought to be an NYC cocktail that begins with a zing and ends with a bite? I love it.
Seriously. Well, I got to imagine if you go to the Statler and then you go to the Waldorf, the old Waldorf actually has a fine cocktail menu. And let's see what we can make out of that. Sounds like it needs rye in New York, and it sounds like it needs brandy.
Square Pusher is a fan of Buddy Rich. Okay.
Oh, well, absolutely.
Be careful with that axe, Eugene.
Who isn't a fan of Buddy Rich? I mean, and you know what? There was another thing. Gene Krupa, who actually made a name for himself in the Benny Goodman Band, of course. He's a very famous drum solo at Carnegie Hall. Let It Go Solo. He's got his own band.
I love Catherine Tate, Doug.
He puts the drum kit forward, so it's a real drum forward band. And then eventually ends up doing drum clinics with Cozy Cole in the 60s.
I love Catherine Tate. I had to get in another vote for Catherine Tate.
Oh, please.
Hilarious.
Please, seriously. So that's the thing. He ends up doing that with another powerhouse guy who was just on everything. You can find great examples of both these guys by now up on the various online sources. But Buddy and Cozy, I mean, wow, there's a lot of power going on there. And there's a lot of like jazz guys you would think of before these guys, like maybe Max Roach. But Buddy, both these guys, Buddy and Cozy, wow. Yeah, big time. Big time. There's a great Cozy Cole album because he had a huge hit in 1958 with a version of Topsy. That just went nuts.
Dan says, I suspect Buddy Rich's bandmates were not fans of Buddy Rich.
Probably not.
No.
a big speed freak, among other things. But a lot of these guys were. A lot of these guys were. Gene Krupa was. Not too great on the human body after a while, but they were going for like a lot of gigs.
Oh my gosh, John said exactly the same thing on Facebook. His band wasn't particularly a fan of Buddy Rich. Dan and John, you are just like
in sync, my friends.
Simpatico.
And you have both seen each other recently, as a matter of fact. So you know what it is. You know, this is the thing, because he was the name, and his band was always hired.
Forgive me, I had high hopes. I'm just learning to fly.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Poor Buddy. Gettysburg Man says.
I just recently found the ticket that I had for the show that I saw and realized when exactly it was, and it was sometime in 1982. I think it was the fall. I have to check the date again, but I think it would have been, that would have been around that time. And it was a dual gig with him and Maynard Ferguson. So this was, I forget exactly where it was. I have to check the venue again. And they were both actually very good. They did exactly what you would expect. And it was really fun to see them. You know, I was not familiar with either of them. I was in the band. The guys were like, we're going to see these guys. Oh, so I said, yeah, sure. At the time, I considered it part of my education. I didn't have access to a lot of that kind of entertainment.
Oh, yeah. I actually know who Cozy Cole is.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have a record.
We have the actual Topsy record, the Big Hit record, and he does all of these standards on it in the same vein. And frankly, a lot of other things on that record are better than the Big Hit. They're like much more powerful songs. He scored like kind of a hit and a half off that. He got like a good follow-up with a song called Bad, which is just great.
Errol says, heard a comedian talking about singers with British accents. I've thought of this, actually. This is why I'm reading this. Heard a comedian talking about singers with British accents that sound American when singing. Said he wanted to talk Bronx to them when they sing in a British accent. I always think that too. Yeah, like, why do you sound so
What's up with this? What you
American?
What you
Yeah,
talking
and they
about,
sound
guys?
totally British. When
What's going on? There are
have you heard this band
English
singing the theme music to Rawhide in a Scottish accent? No.
Rulin'.
I need to. I wonder if there's ever a British person named Jethro. No.
Jethro Tull.
Oh, really?
Well, there was an actual Jethro Tull who was English. And the band itself was entirely
I was going to say, I feel like Jethro is
English.
Full-on Kentucky.
It sounds very hick. But hick, of course, comes from the British Isles, so you got to actually bear that in mind. But yeah, Jethro Tull, of course, were English.
I love this whole conversation happening here. Like, everyone's talking amongst themselves. It does my heart good.
Just as a complete aside, I actually really enjoyed the first two Jethro Tull albums a lot. I think those are brilliant. After that, other things happen. I don't think they're bad. No. They're just not my speed, generally speaking.
Other things happen.
I think, third and fourth albums actually are...
What things happened?
They get very folky, and it's not necessarily what I do. I think that they're very high-quality records, and I managed to see them years later, circa 1988, I think, live. And they were great. They were fantastic. So I got to say, hey, if I didn't dig everything, they were kicking it.
Did they have an album that was kind of spacey?
They had a lot of records that were a little far out, and no, I don't know about spacey. You gotta think about that.
Because I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and like, I don't know, it must have been a dorm type situation where I was just hearing this music that was like really far out and spacey, and someone was like, "Oh, it's Jethro Tull," and I was like, "Oh," I had no idea, but
well, we got to look into that. Anything's possible. I mean, I would more likely suspect fairly second tier Pink Floyd for that. Actually, quite a bit of Pink Floyd sounds like that. But for Jethro Tull, well, their first couple of records are pretty hard rock, and their second record is like really hard rock. And later on, they get like very heavy folk rock. A lot of like English folk going on.
Oh, Jethro Collins of the BBC. Okay, all right.
There we go.
Apparently, they're still touring. Gettysburg Man says. Okay.
Oh, Tull? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't doubt that at all. It's a massive, massive name. I really like their second album a lot. I think that really hits it hard. They have some really good songwriting.
Oh, Celtic bands doing rock with bagpipes. Yes, I love that.
We might know something that resembles that.
Yeah,
might be a little familiar there.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of that sort of thing. Bagpipes are one of those instruments that are
Laura.
hard to get around.
Look at the dorm situation. That was a long time ago.
It was a time.
It's a long time ago.
Galaxy near to our hearts.
Galaxy we all still live in.
Perhaps we're still there.
Unfortunately.
Anyway. But pipes are great. Pipes are very irascible.
Oh.
They are hard to control, and there are some really good applications of bagpipes. So.
Oh, Julie says, my brother is a very big Ian Anderson fan, and I went with him to a performance where we got to meet him briefly afterwards. He was so funny to see my very cool brother turn into a super fan. I love that.
Well, I think Ian's been doing this now for something like 60 years. And I think that and he's actually gotten into all sorts of side hustles. Like, I think he's been farming salmon, that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. And
okay.
I think he's doing okay. And I think he's actually very cool with it. So I would suspect that if you met him...
I need your phone.
He would be very, very low-key.
I think we've got correspondence ringing in.
Whoop.
But my phone's powering the broadcast.
Says, Christy says, Celtica! And the Chili Peppers. Oh, Red Hot Chili Pipers.
Red Hot Chili Pipers.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, the Chili Pipers.
Okay, we got people ringing in on Facebook, YouTube, text. All right.
We're all over the place. We are on both platforms.
Oh my gosh. Gettysburg Map says, I'll be seeing Journey and Toto in May in D.C. That sounds like fun.
Talk about your classic rock right there.
Jethro Collins. I love it, Eric. I think that's hilarious.
By the way, I just want to note to anybody who's not aware, you should be. At all times, we're broadcasting live on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you're like, who's commenting? Where is that? It's on the other platform.
Yep.
You're welcome to tune into both platforms simultaneously. That's fine. We do. We are. And if you are watching on a smart TV, you can't comment. I'm sorry. That's what your smart TV says you should do, not comment. But you could always get on your phone on one of these other platforms, and you can drop in, and it'd be perfectly fine. Because we can also, by the way, see you. On a smart TV, I can't see you, so I don't know you're there. But I'm glad you're watching. But if you want to be on Facebook or YouTube, and if you want to be on them both simultaneously, you can join in both conversations. Hey, go to town. You can do that. I would be on more platforms if I could. What do you need?
I got nothing.
What do you need?
I guess we just have beer left.
You need me to run down and get a Mai Tai?
I dare you to run down and try to order a Mai Tai.
You know I love a dare.
The bar's probably closed.
What's the actual time right now?
It's 9:20.
Probably closing. I could try it. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure of the worth right now, but I could get you a beer. That's what I'm saying. It's like if it was...
No, I don't even want the Mai Tai. I wonder what would happen if you ordered a Mai Tai.
I've done it in bars like this, and the results are interesting. And there's a period attached to that sentence. So...
The results are interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. You can get kind of close.
Oh, John says, I triple dog dare you. Oh, Gettysburg Maps on Facebook, too. Hello.
All right.
You've been triple dog dared.
Flick committed a certain amount of insouciance by going past the double dog dare directly to the triple dog dare.
Slight breach of protocol.
A slight breach of protocol requires me to actually leave this broadcast and go find a Mai Tai.
You don't have to.
I've been triple dog dared.
We won't think badly of you.
John will.
I'm like rolling my eyes at the camera. We don't think badly of you.
He triple dog dared. Let's see what we can do.
I'm horrified and simultaneously fascinated. Take your phone so that if there's anything entertaining, you can record it.
I'll be back.
All right. And in the meantime, I keep... Oh, yeah. People are daring you. Do they do room service? I think
No.
Theoretically.
No, they do not do room service on drinks. But I can bring it back.
Not on drinks.
I can take it to go, folks. So I'm equipped. We'll check this out.
Okay. All right.
Remember, folks.
I just want to say,
if the results are terrible, you asked for it.
I fear they might be closed.
I'll try.
Which would just be a big wah, but anyway.
What a shame.
I don't even think we need the Mai Tai. I'm just so fascinated as to what they would do.
I'm interested.
Take a mask.
Take a key.
They won't serve you.
Yeah, take money so they'll actually...
Take your wallet.
They'll serve you. Mm-hmm.
Take a tip.
I don't have any tip. I have a card.
I've got cash.
All right,
anyway,
folks.
Whatever.
Wish me luck.
Oh, I just want to say good luck. Oh, wait, before you go.
Yeah.
Well, the light is strobing. I don't think it's a problem. All right, fine. Just let it strobe. Whatever.
Let it strobe. Would you like a beer while I'm gone?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm glad our flight is not until 9:55. I'm just saying that. Don't throw the beer at me. Thank you.
I wasn't going to throw that beer at you.
Jeez Louise. Anyway.
All right, be back.
I feel like if we had really coordinated this ahead of time, we would be heading down to the bar with him, but that's not going to happen. That's not happening. Mark time, give him 20 minutes. Yes, Philip. If he's not back in 20 minutes, we'll go looking for him. I'll take the camera. A Mai Tai at the Connie at JFK. Yes, we haven't been there. We gotta... Are you scared? Amy, I've seen Paul get lost in situations. He's not here right now, so we can talk about it, but yeah, there have been times when he's called me and been like, and I don't know where he is. He wasn't driving. He was not driving, so please don't think he was driving, but I have no idea where he is and don't know how to find him. So, but he made it back, so okay. Strobe light, now it's a party. I know. Uh-oh. Boots and pants, boots and pants. We have to go to the TWA terminal sometime. We were going to do that, and then COVID. Like, we were setting that up, and then COVID. Don't look into the strobing light. I'll try not to. You can see it. I'm going to have him turn it off when he comes back, because it's ridiculous. You won't be able to see us as well, but we also won't have a strobe light in our faces. They're here. It does kind of look like that, Eric. It does sort of look like... I did say geez Louise. I say geez Louise all the time. Jersey to Atlanta, isn't that? It's 2 hours and 47 minutes to be precise. Thelma and Louise. We were just talking about Thelma and Louise recently. That would be a good theme night. I don't think Paul's ever seen it. I was kind of trying to explain it to him, but I haven't seen it since the 90s, so I think that's going to be one to watch. It is strobing. Last time I saw a strobe like that at a hotel was a fire alarm. It does kind of look like that. Amy, we should get a group together. I love the comments. This is the point in Law and Order where Jerry Orbach makes a New Jersey comment. I love Law and Order so much. Well, he's sadly no longer with us, but I love Olivia Benson. Yeah. Boots and pants in the British sense or in the Columbus, Ohio version. Oh, your comments are killing me. I know. I keep saying we gotta do a watch party, and then getting it together is so... My God, that light is bothering me so much right now. Getting a watch party together for me right now is so... Okay, it turned itself off. Yay. It's so daunting for me right now, but I can do this. I can figure this out. I've got this. So when we get back, we will figure out a Thelma and Louise watch party. Thankfully, it turned itself off. That was nuts. Okay. Hold on. You guys. It's a rave. It was sort of rave-like. I mean, I haven't been to that many raves, to be honest, but that's how I imagine it would be. It's the rhythm of dance music. I hear something out in the hall. I think he's back. That would be way too soon, right? That means the bar was closed. Oh. No, I don't think it's him. I hope we don't have to go in search of. That'd be so humiliating for him, right? Oh! My tie looking good. He just commented. My tie looking good so far. Uh-oh. Oh, Satellite's asking what kind of beer we have. It's a Hop Commander IPA from Captain Lawrence. Yeah, it's good. I love it. B-52 song in your head. Oh. Red Room. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Wait, I think I missed something. Hold on. Oh, watch party. I really do want to do a watch party. I've been threatening since Halloween to do a watch party, and then I try to do it, and it's just, it feels like so overwhelming. But I always tell myself this in any situation that I feel daunted by: millions of stupid people do this every day. So I'll just tell myself that about a watch party. Millions of stupid people do this every day. So I'll be able to do it. Yes, Paula is reporting live from the bar. So let's hope he takes pictures. Doug says, is the stay, park, and fly a continuous room crawl? Quad may not be back soon. I think we're the only people in this hotel. If we're not the only people, we're among the very few. This hotel is very, very empty. And it's huge. So I suspect that he might be the only customer in the bar. I hope he's taking pictures. Oh, watch party of the Flintstones, Peter. That's a great idea. I love that. Oh, Jerry Orbach singing Try to Remember. I do. Yeah, he should take pictures. Hopefully, Paul, are you watching? Take pictures. Kid Paul, bring back some peanuts and chips. We do have some trail mix. You might be able to break that out soon. And now let's go to Paul's live, the Crown Plaza Bar, with an update. Paul, what's it look like down there? Gettysburg Ma'am, I love it. Unless the twins infiltrated it. You never know. It is Newark. He better be taking pictures. Yeah, TV party tonight. We did a TV party video one time. That was fun. Gotta do another one. Or we should just record TV party. We've rehearsed it. It might be time to record that one. I got a beautiful microphone for Christmas, and Paul's all offended that I haven't used it yet. I've been a little busy, but it is time to use it. All right, I would text him and see what's up, but my phone is powering this broadcast, so I can't do that. There must be some lounge ladies down there. I hope so, and I hope he gets pictures. Oh, we watched Repo Man recently too, Amy. I love Repo Man. We got nothing better to do. Exactly. We got nothing better to do. Watch TV and have a couple of brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't want to know. We're dedicated to our favorite shows. He was, in the original Broadway cast of Carnival. Jerry Orbach did do a lot of musicals. So, no TV party tonight. I can't scroll up on YouTube for some reason. I'm trying to read all of your uphill comments. Wait. Oh, Wonder Woman. Okay, Eric, I had to scroll back. I finally, okay, Wonder Woman. Yes, yes, yes. I love a Wonder Woman theme. I loved both of the movies. I mean, I loved Linda Carter and the TV series, but I love both of the movies too. And I've heard that, like, the real serious fans didn't like the second Wonder Woman movie. And I'm like, I liked it. Whatever. Live a good airport lounge. If only Wayne Newton was there. Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh my God. He's got a drink and a straw. What? Should I be scared?
I don't think so.
What'd they do?
I tasted it. They do what I told them to do.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, they just made it according to Paul's instructions. All right. All right. Here's what they came up with at the Crown Plaza. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
That's not half bad.
Pretty damn good.
I detect some vanilla.
Well, that might just be the nature of the rum. It was not flavored rum.
All right, and on second
viewing.
Just Kelly Camille singing Black Flag on a Wednesday night in Jersey. Nothing to see. Move along.
Moving along here. Moving along here. Boom, boom, boom.
I feel like I'm not going to be appreciated in my lifetime, Philip. He only got one, but you know what? That's fine because we got to wake up in the morning.
Got to get going, and head down to the place that makes a really killer Mai Tai.
My first thought was vanilla, but my second and third thoughts are not vanilla.
Well, I think there might just be some flavor notes because there was some aged rum in there. It's the best he had, and it works well. And he did actually, which might be detecting.
That's not half bad.
You know what he was saying? I don't have the orange stuff. I'm like, you got Marnier. Bang. So there we go.
Did you get a chance to check out the wine list?
I didn't.
You still got your mask on.
I didn't. Oh, sorry. Right. I'm having some trouble here. Fling. There we go.
The Crumple House a house drink. Oh, his mask had Spam.
It should be.
Oh, you gotta grab your mask so you can show it.
It should be their house drink. They'd sell a million of these.
I know.
This is good.
That's not bad. It's definitely not the best Mai Tai I've ever had, but it's also not the worst Mai Tai
Far from the worst. Far from the worst. If you're in a place which doesn't have exactly what you're looking for, which you can sub appropriately,
definitely not the worst.
You can do fine. Yeah, the mask actually comes to us. Who made these?
Let me see the inside. Is that Margot?
Might be Margot. We're about to see her.
Rocket Betty.
Rocket Betty?
Yeah.
Made these. And yes, she found this fantastic fabric that has all these bands playing
Kim
and people
has that
rocking
fabric
out.
too.
And they're all playing Spam cans. It's amazing. That's hilarious. So yeah, I recommend that. If you still have some of that fabric, she can make you one too. We're still wearing masks. That's just life. could you actually duke me some bitters here? That would not hurt anything whatsoever. Yep. He probably had bitters.
I'm going to give you the Gastown bitters.
He had already worked hard enough. I wasn't really going to.
So what did he do? We're all curious.
I actually asked him what's in the Mai Tai, and he was close, and I said, look, do this. Give me 2 ounces of that Bacardi. He had some, like, Bacardi, I think, 5-year.
Okay.
So it was actually, that's a pretty nice rum.
Yeah, to stir it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you really got to stir that up a bit. And then it's just like, I don't have the orange liqueur. I said, how about that Grand Marnier over there? So this has Marnier. Well, you're in good places there.
Wow.
Do you have lime juice?
How much did that set you back?
Not that much.
Okay.
Honestly, not that much. And then the lime juice. Yeah, I got lime juice. And I said, like, throw some lime shell in there. You got that for garnish. Boom. And then now you're stumped with orgeat. That's where you're going to slam shut. Well, guess what? He's got amaretto.
I was going to say, did he do amaretto?
Bang. And if that's what you have to sub with, you are so far from being terrible. And that's the thing. It's not exactly what Vicks would do.
But he didn't expect to see you again.
But he didn't expect to see me again. A different shirt from the last time I rolled down.
Oh, that was my twin brother who came down here before.
They were pretty dead, but they're open until 10:30. So
I was going to ask you.
If we go that long, then,
I was going to ask you if there was anyone down there.
Yeah. The actual crowd has dissipated.
Was there a crowd to dissipate?
There were a few people down there before, mostly having food, But there was a great quote from him at the time because he had an assistant who was working the bar area, and she was talking about the crowd. And she said, "Oh, it's kind of dead." And he's like, "Yeah, until 15 minutes before closing, and then they all come in."
Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says, I need to dig out my Spam cookbook and make some of these recipes. Oh, yeah. We have a couple of Spam cookbooks.
There's a great one that was published around 1995 originally, I think. And there's a fun thing in there called Spam Confetti Pasta, which is just this big bowl of like thin noodles and Spam and cream and all this kind of stuff. It's just a big mess of food, which is kind of great.
John says, the speed he does things, he had time to check out the wine list plus finish an appetizer.
Boom. Oh, what's that?
He didn't bring me any, but anyway.
Oh, he was done.
The dueling lounge singers room. I'm in. I'm in for that, Doug.
Well,
Scroties, dueling lounge singers. I'm available.
The Scrotus bar actually demands variety year after year because it can't just be V up there.
Amy says, did the bartender break out of the sweat?
Well, he noted initially that he didn't have everything to make this drink. He knew what was supposed to be in it for the most part. He was close. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. I said, here, you get everything. Boom, 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 boom. And I told him, he was like, wow. He said, you used to work at a bar? I said, oh, no, we're running a show live right now.
I used to work at a bar?
Yeah. I said, we're running a show live right now up on the internet. Oh, really? Yeah. So I whipped him out a card. He's like, oh, wow, can I keep this? I'm like, of course you can keep it. Give me a card. So, hi. Hilarious.
Bartender at Crown Plaza.
You learned something fun.
You made a legit Mai Tai. So thank you.
This is really good. I got to tell you. Many times.
Ken says, last week in January on Wednesday at 9:30 in Newark Hotel, the barkeep has no chance to with Paul's erudition cocktails.
I tell you, when I go down there and say, could you make an El Maguzalem? He's going to say, get the hell out of my bar. And he'd be right, too. You can't be ridiculous. There's always some jackass who's like, can you make this weirdo thing that my uncle had that one time?
Oh, you'll like this. Gettysburg Ma'am says, I have a love relationship with Spam. My father watched me a lot in the evenings when my mother worked, and Spam was about the only thing he knew how to make. Oh, love that.
Oh, fantastic. So apparently he did not have too much of that.
Buffalo Spam salad sounds amazing, Peter.
At the end of the day, here's the thing about Spam. Here's the two things about Spam you need to know.
The Tinseltini will be the new Newark
I hope not. Because
Although, I think a lot of people would drink too many of them, and bad outcomes would happen.
Tinseltini version 1 was not a pleasant surprise. Version 2 was actually good, and you would put it on the menu and people would keep ordering them. That's the thing. I mean, we've actually played a couple of parties in New Jersey where we served drinks and people just kept coming back because they're like, wow, I think there's a real dearth in general with events with bartenders. It's like they know how to make a beer and a wine. And I think if that's what you know how to mix, okay, yeah, you got a problem there. But there's a real problem with...
That's not mixing.
That's not mixing. There's a real problem with kind of a party bar that has a ton of liquor and nothing to mix with. I've seen that a lot, actually. You see this bar with a ton of liquor behind there. All sorts of stuff. Everything you could possibly imagine. Yeah. And there's no vermouth. So you walk in and you're like, I like a martini. I can't do it. Oh, well,
all right, then just give me straight gin.
Then what about a Manhattan? No, I can't do that either. There's no vermouth. What's wrong with vermouth, people? Vermouth is about $5 on the shelf at most places, you know? Jeez, even good vermouth is not that expensive. So that's the thing. It makes you wonder.
My gosh, Vienna sausages.
I draw the line there. Spam is one thing.
Well, I think people think of Vienna sausages as not cooking them.
Well, but it's fully cooked, like Spam.
No, I know, but I think, when people think of with Vienna sausages, I think they're thinking of not cooking them.
They're pretty terrible raw. But so is Spam.
Yes.
Spam is terrible. Terrible raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fully cooked, so it's not raw.
She's saying I could never get past the jelly in the bottom of the can.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's... Mm-mm.
Yeah, pork gelatin is what that is.
No.
That's your problem. Well, the truth is that the Spam has a certain gelatinous nature to it, too, because it's really just... It's just hand leftovers.
Amy comes from a long line of vermouth drinkers.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised by that. That is a really long tradition in that area of the world where your folks came from a long time ago.
Texas Key Lodge bars are like that. Jaeger is technically close to an Amaro.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I'm okay with an approximation as long as it tastes good. If it tastes bad, then nope, it's fired. But
no, good is good.
Sometimes you gotta make do with what you've got.
I was about to say that the two things you need to know about Spam is that it's an extreme convenience food. So during the big one,
Oh, he would eat them right out of the can.
During WW2, the Army served this to the troops 3 meals a day. That's why people got sick of Spam, because it was too much Spam.
Yeah, you can drink straight vermouth, John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
People do.
Absolutely. Vermouth is basically an aperitif wine.
Yeah.
It's not a fortified wine. It is a flavored wine. It's been spiced up.
Yeah.
You've got aromatics in there. That's it. But at the end of the day, it's probably about 12% alcohol. It's not a liquor by any means. It's a wine. It's a flavored wine. And,
Spam.
The other thing you need to know about Spam is that if you are cooking it yourself for guests, cook it. Cook the hell out of it. Really, you want to get that crispy.
It was very cringe.
And once that happens, the magic occurs and people say, wow, this is good. Crisp is good in this case. You need to burn off some of that fat for one.
Doug says,
but you need to get that edge
in
off.
Rhode Island, they sell vermouth by the gallon jug.
I've seen that as well. They certainly sell wine by the gallon jug in there. Its name is Gallon.
Everyone's fathers were doing these preserved meats. Lisa says, Dad loves Spam and eggs for breakfast. I love it.
The first time I ever had Spam was at a scout cookout. And one of the fathers there was just frying it up. And he said, oh, try this out. I didn't like it at the time, but I don't think it was fried well enough. That was a long time ago.
The scandal.
Yeah, well, that's
didn't like Spam originally.
Well, Spam straight out of the can is not great, but it's fully cooked. You could eat it, but so what? You got to anything that is just cold and gelatinous is not that appetizing. Fry it for damn sake. Jeez, get some crispiness on it. You've got to cook that Spam down.
Sweet and some like dry. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough,
everyone had their own thing.
In a Manhattan cocktail, traditionally made with sweet, I like sweet and dry. I like the perfect Manhattan. I think that balances out right on. And if you got some Abbott's bitters, bang, that's a Manhattan cocktail.
Of course, like he always calls it a perfect Manhattan, which is technically the name.
It's the name of the drink.
If you go into a bar with a bartender who's under 65, they're not going to know what you're talking about.
No. But if you describe it, they can do it.
You go to Sardi's, you're like, oh, a perfect Manhattan. Oh, okay.
The man is good.
There's nothing in here. He handed it over. There's nothing in it.
I guess I gotta go back down.
I'm actually good. You don't have to go down. But if you want to go down, you go.
He's still open, but, you know, I've got a few things here.
10:30, you said.
I did
Get
say
another 42 minutes. Should you want to.
We got Doug agreeing with the perfect. Well, there's a man of taste. And John saying Uncle Jack's. Oh.
Okay, the one
remember Uncle Jack.
Scream reference. Yeah.
I remember Uncle Jack, and I think that's exactly what I would have thought. He would have enjoyed a Manhattan. But and I'm saying to myself, he probably grew up with people who thought that a perfect drink was 2 ounces of Irish whiskey. Well, that's not bad at all. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, Gettysburg now. Okay, hopefully we will see you soon from Atlanta.
Please.
Yeah.
You know? But definitely.
Hopefully the snow misses you.
Oh, please.
When Paul speaks of a place being dead, it reminds me of a friend, him and his family, only once on a military flight. He said they landed in Scotland, laughed, and he said, "Let me finish." Wait, what? Wait. What? Oh, I laughed. Oh, okay. All right, I got it. The drunk submarine crew boarded in Scotland. He left and said, "You are correct." Okay, got it. All right,
Done.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
All the 3 pieces.
I got lost there for a second. But
Well,
yeah,
you know, it's got split up. Absolutely. That's the stuff.
I love it.
Now, by the way, John, my grandfather...
Errol, your comments are the best. I love them.
Oh, he's hilarious.
They just crack us up.
Well, when I was in the Navy, you were never in the military. Well, I played cards with men in the Navy, and you hear things that civilians don't hear. That's the thing.
Oh,
and,
okay. Wait.
Yep.
Hold on.
Yeah, yep.
Lisa's saying, we have sweet and dry vermouth that is probably 12 years old. Is it still good to use? I would say, was it refrigerated? If it was refrigerated...
You've got a chance.
You've got a chance. If it wasn't refrigerated, I'd probably just start over.
It's a wine product.
Yeah.
And it will deteriorate. And that's it, because it's not high enough
Oh,
proof.
safe travels to you, Marcy.
Yes.
Can't wait to see you.
Please. Please.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Get us here together, folks. That's the idea.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
He went full Irish for a second.
What Irish? No. So, listen. Vermouth is actually fragile. You want to keep it
it's a wine product.
Once you crack it, keep it in the fridge and use it. Use it. Don't let it sit around. If people use a half ounce at a time, it sits around forever. It goes bad. The flavor goes off. It's no good. I have an ancient bottle of vermouth that my father picked out from a wine stock years ago. This is going to be 1967.
Oh, dear.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the bottle still. I'm too sentimental to kill it, but no, there's no hope. But he simultaneously picked up a bottle of Armagnac. That's fine. Liquor will last.
It wasn't refrigerated. Yeah, I would probably start over, Lisa.
I hate to say,
just, you know what?
Yeah, drain cleaner.
If the bottle's cool, pour it out, save the bottle.
Save the bottle. But most vermouth bottles are not that spectacular. Find yourself a nice brand of vermouth. You can really upsell yourself on vermouth and spend a grand total of like $20 a bottle. It's not crazy. Less than that even. $15 a bottle is fine. Because a lot of vermouth is really, really cheap. It's okay. Maybe not that impressive. Cook with it. Oh, maybe you could just cook it down. It's a wine product. Yeah, could be okay. I'm thinking of other things we were talking about a second ago. Kind of lost the thread for a second. Oh, I was talking about like John was talking about his Uncle Jack's drink was a Manhattan. My grandfather's drink was a Manhattan. And the thing is, I don't know how Jack had his Manhattans. He might have said like he drank it like a cocktail, sip, sip, sip. My grandfather was like, we went to a restaurant, they served him Manhattan, he went, boom, down the hatch.
Oh wait, Sherry says we use dry vermouth in cooking ever since I had a pot pie with vermouth sauce, and it was in a restaurant at the Denver airport.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, that's super fancy.
Talk
for
about
an
talking with
airport restaurant. I love it.
Well, that's fun. Vermouth is great in cooking. We use vermouth, dry vermouth in cooking a lot because we don't necessarily have dry wine or white wine around the house. And we frequently are like, we need 3 or 4 ounces of something. So I just whip out the vermouth. And it works just fine.
Yeah.
And the aromatics just enhance the flavor. It's a good idea. Well, vermouth is not particularly expensive. So, well, it could be. But a lot of vermouth is not particularly expensive. So you can cook with it. That's fine. So we've got that going on too. Are you out of thing?
I still have beer.
Oh, you do? Maybe I should have beer.
Are you thinking of going down to...
No.
Now, okay.
I've done that.
Is it getting to be time to put this to bed?
It might be. People have been watching this.
We gotta get up at...
Oh, almost 2 hours now.
I haven't clocked the time because we're basically at the airport.
We're there. It's not going to take us any time to go.
We still have to get to economy parking. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to economy parking, you have to get the bus to the airport, which is fine. The bus comes all the time, but finding economy parking is always
except you'll be out there at 7:30 in the morning trying to find the economy parking bus.
Thankfully, we have pre-check.
Yeah, right in.
But anyway, I guess we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, anyway. But the simple fact is, we've been able to have you here as our guest for 2 hours.
Oh wait, Ryan says dry martini vermouth is great with shrimp. Oh. I love shrimp. So okay, I love that idea.
You remember the Frugal Gourmet? This goes back way to the 1980s. There was a minister who was the Frugal Gourmet.
Daniel, we'll miss you.
Yes. Oh, I know.
But Ohana is not that far off, actually.
It is not. And we saw you in September, and oh man, you can.
Start teaching the bartender. he's done.
I could do it, but I've done it. That's the fact.
All right, so. Yeah.
But
I know.
I forgot what I was going to say. Dry martinis.
All right. 3
dry martinis. The simple fact of our martinis always remains the same.
3 dry martinis, 2 at the most.
Yeah, the simple fact remains the same, and it was said by a famous author: "I like a martini, 2 at the most.
2 at the most.
3.
I'm under the table."
And the rest of the story. And that's the fact. And Dorothy Parker was brilliant. So hey, I personally recommend 1 dry martini at the most. But if you like to...
Oh, wait, satellite says... Wait, hold on.
Hold the bus.
Wait, hold on.
The broadcast continues.
Where are you sad? Oh. Amy's sad to be missing the fun.
I know.
Chess says, Repo Man, plate of shrimp.
See? I was thinking shrimp, and I saw a plate of shrimp.
Satellite says, I see lots of chicken with vermouth recipes online. Sounds great. Yes! That would be great.
I was talking about
I'm into that.
There was an 80s show called The Frugal Gourmet. He was a cooking show, and it was a minister. And he talked about one time doing, it was a Chinese recipe called...
It has been swell.
Drunk shrimp. And the drunk shrimp were drunk on gin. And he was talking about having a broadcast where he had a bottle of gin on the table, and people were like, oh, well, that's interesting, But I tried that once, and it was awesome. It was really good. It was so simple. It was just a couple of ingredients, and it was a shot of gin.
Okay.
And it was so good you could eat the shells.
Let's
He
get
was right.
sushi and not pay.
Let's go do some crimes. Oh, Dookie Wookie hurt his window head. Shut up, Archie. You always come back to Repo Man.
All right.
I always do.
We got to do the Muppets and Repo Man.
Mm.
Short list.
Artichokes makes you think of artichoke amaro.
Chinar.
Chinar is
You
an
mean?
excellent sort of thing. I like that a lot. So.
All right. I guess we got to clean up this room before we get out of here tomorrow.
No, we don't. There's a person to clean up the room. But we will do it because...
we gotta nominally clean it. I don't like to...
We are not going to leave a messy room.
I'm not a 60s rock star. I'm not
No.
going to trash my hotel room.
Yeah. So, but...
Oh, good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in our little room. And thank you for sticking with us when our internet connection went
like
deeply south.
Flickered like mad and finally just died. But we got it back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Took the opportunity to take care of a few things. And that is life on the road. Sometimes it's going to be okay, and sometimes it's going to be completely...
We're going to try to go live from Atlanta, but who even knows what will happen.
Inside a 1970s building, possibly even earlier, with a lot of metal on the walls, your signal could be terrible.
Thank you.
We will find out. Who knows? Maybe they've got facility. Maybe we could tap into their Wi-Fi and they would not mind. We'll try to see what we can do.
Oh, virtual hugs to all of you too.
Please.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad that we could share this experience with you together from a hotel room in Newark.
Maybe next time we'll take a live feed down to the bar, but
it would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
The man down there tonight would have said, "Oh, what's going on?" But it's all good.
Just make a drink, whatever. Anyway. All right. Good night, everybody.
The simple fact is we've enjoyed seeing all of you here today.
Yes.
We'll see some of you tomorrow. And as always, no matter where you are or what you do, we will see